excitement, Coach?
We are happy to be back. We're finally get 2 home games in a row, and so we're trying to continue to build off of our momentum from last week. And we had 2 okay days of practice. I think we're ready to play again.
Yeah, have you noticed any kind of change in confidence from beginning of season when you're trying to get the wheels turning to now when you put something on film like that and it works, it works?
Yeah, I think so. I think confidence, individual players' confidence too about their own skill set, confidence that their teammate is going to be there making the right rotation. We're gelling a lot better. I think we're a lot closer. Team bonding, they seem to be closer to one another than they were at the start of the season. So we knew it would be a process. We knew it would take a while. And so the pieces are kind of starting to fall into place. We're not anywhere close to where we should be. Our ceiling, we're not close to our ceiling, so we got to continue to get better.
When you look at what went right against Southern Miss, what were some of the things that kind of helped you have that success and build a lead and hang on?
Yeah, the biggest thing, we didn't really do a whole lot of things well. We turned the ball over way too much. We got killed on the glass, but we shot the ball well. And when you make 13 threes and you guard somewhat, it's going to be a good night. And so it's always really, really nice and really, really fun for us when our shots are falling.
Looking at South Alabama, what's not the biggest challenge that they bring, and what is your confidence into what is you're confident the most about your team going into that matchup?
Yeah, they're tough. They have a new coach as well, so they're kind of in the same boat as us. They're trying to figure it out. It's new for everyone. They're very, very good, and so they're bigger than us at every single position. So that's going to be a hard defensive matchup for us, but I think hopefully we'll have some offensive advantages there, and so we just have to keep trying to do what we want to do.
Coach, the pre-conference season kind of prepare you for this with all the travel and the tough teams you play. Is that all part of getting into conference play and maybe the confidence you guys are taking?
Yeah, absolutely. I think our net right now is 121, and so we're fourth in the league in net rating. And part of that is because we've been on the road. And then Maggie, our director of ops, told me yesterday we only have 8 road games left. I'm like, 8? You could do that in a week. It's nothing to us. And so we're finally getting comfortable being on the road. And I'm really happy we learned our lessons early in the non-conference because we are getting better playing away.
When you look at not only just the 2 home games, but the Thursday, Saturday turnaround, is that kind of a look at it on film, fix it, and then go right back out there? Does that help you at all?
Yeah, I love Thursday, Saturday. We don't need a lot of prep time because we don't change a lot, and I think our opponents do probably need more than 1 day prep, especially on a day that's supposed to be like a lighter day. And so I like the quick turnaround. You fix it, you scout your next opponent, and you keep it going.
With your team, do you get that feeling that things are kind of coming together for all the things you try to teach here coming into the early part of the season? Is it starting to pay dividends, or are you still moving along?
Yeah, we're still moving along. They're 18 to 21-year-olds, so you got to put that in perspective. Sometimes you think, all right, we have momentum, we're going to have a great practice, and then you show up and they're dead. And sometimes you think, this is miserable, we're ready to play someone else, and they show up and they're great. And so we are not very consistent. We're getting better. We're not consistent in practice. We're not necessarily consistent in games. And so finding a way to keep a chip on our shoulder, finding a way to just show up, even when our legs hurt, even when we don't feel great, even when there's not a game the next day, of just having really efficient practices.
We've talked a lot about Abby leading up to this point, but just her play this season and how that kind of helps having a leader like that on the floor.
Yeah, absolutely. She's a special player, and I think she's getting better and better, and I think she's going to continue to get better, and she's going to continue to lead more. She loves to win, and so I think now that we're in conference play and we're against opponents that they know, she'll step up and lead even more.
Anybody else that has stuck out individually over the last week or so?
I think Mahogany Matthews did a really good job at last game. She was locked in. She was leading. When she's leading and she's pointing people, her team listens to her. And so when she's putting people in the right direction and she's coaching from the sideline and on the floor, anytime you can get your players to do a lot of coaching for you, it's a great sign. So she's been really, really good, really vocal, good in practice ever since we came back. So I'm hoping she has a really good second semester. We need her to have a good second semester.
And you don't practice in the mornings anymore, right?
We don't. Right now we're at 10, and it feels like 10 is 2 p.m. And then when classes start, we start about 1:15 with film, and then we'll practice after. So I think that'll help us have better practices too.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, guys.